This episode we dive headfirst into Scotland's capital, from royal castles and haunted vaults to fire festivals and bear hunts.
We'll walk the Royal Mile, face the ghosts of Edinburgh's past, bump into Paddington Bear, and even storm Stirling Castle. It's history, mystery, and a whole lot of mischief. Let's go.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go. Oh, we are all looking for adventure. 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 We are all looking for adventure.
High on a rocky crag, where Scotland's heart beats strongest, rises Stirling Castle, a fortress, a palace, and a front row seat to centuries of drama. This afternoon, we are storming the gates of Stirling Castle.
And no battering ram needed.
Stay tuned to see what we get up to.
Built atop Castle Hill, Stirling Castle was once the prized jewel of Scotland and a major player in wars, coronations and power grabs. If these stones could talk, they'd probably spill the best royal gossip.
So this place has seen kings crowned, queens plotting, and soldiers clashing swords. And now, two tourists trying not to trip over history.
Mind the step and the centuries.
The castle stands though time has worn. Its walls have held both love and scorn. The fields still dream of those who fell. Their stories
From up here, you can see pretty much every army that ever tried to sneak up on the place.
And some very ambitious sheep.
and Highland shore. There goes to Rome.
So behold the medieval version of mess around and find out. Stirling's cannons were Scotland's way of saying very loudly and persuasively, "Not today, England, not today."
If these things could fire, Nick would definitely be trying to light the fuse.
Only for historical accuracy.
This battery of cannons was a 16th century flex, perfectly placed to rain down chaos on any army dumb enough to approach. Spoiler alert, many tried and many regretted it.
The free tours on offer are definitely worth your investment of time, with lots of interesting facts and things you would otherwise miss. The Great Hall, finished in 1503, was a mega party venue for James IV. Think medieval raves, minus the glow sticks.
And the Chapel Royale, painted bright and bold for the baptism of Prince Henry in 1594. No beige walls here, only pure Renaissance flair. This is where Mary, Queen of Scots, once called home. You can still feel the royal drama in the air. Or maybe that's just Nick forgetting to eat lunch.
Hey, it's not my fault if all this history makes me hungry.
So you can definitely see why building a castle here was a very defensive decision, a very good one.
Stirling was key during the Wars of Independence. Heroes like William Wallace and Robert the Bruce fought for it. Proof that control of Stirling meant control of Scotland.
Stirling Castle isn't just stones and stories. It's a place where Scotland's soul still walks the ramparts.
So whether you're a history buff, a castle fanatic, or just someone who enjoys epic views, Stirling Castle has got to be on your Scotland adventure list.
To the kings, to the queens,
And to the souls still wandering these walls, safe travels.
Cheers.
Edinburgh, the city where the past isn't just preserved, it parties with the present on cobblestone streets. Today, Sharon and I are hoofing it across Scotland's historic capital, soaking in the sights, stories, and maybe a wee dram or two.
Okay, we're starting here on the Royal Mile, which is Edinburgh's medieval backbone. It extends all the way from Edinburgh Castle down to Holyrood Palace at the other end. And basically, if these stones could talk, they'd be asking for royalties from every historical drama ever made.
And every souvenir shop has shortbread, tartan or both. But hey, there's charm in the chaos. And the street performers here, pure theatre.
Every face, every place, got a story to keep. Dancing through alleyways, chasing the sound, loving the echoes, lost and found. No past, no future, just let it be. We're alive in the heart of the city. Music spills from a rooftop bar. Golden streets under.
You'll find centuries of history packed into every nook, closes and winds like canyons of stories. And tucked between the tales, you'll find everything from cashmere scarves to quirky Scottish souvenirs. Retail therapy with a historic twist.
Okay, let's take a break for a moment. Welcome to Princess Street Gardens. Once a stinky lock, now one of the most beautiful public parks in all of Europe.
Yeah, most definitely. From sewerage to serenity. I think there's hope for all of us.
This is the city's green heart, and it beats under the shadow of that mighty fortress. It's also a great place for a snack, or just to people watch. That is if you're into dogs in kilts.
So this is such a peaceful place to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city.
And a great place to recharge.
Edinburgh is a city of sculptures, of castles, cobblestones, and a certain bear from darkest Peru.
You heard right. Amongst the mighty monuments in Edinburgh is a little bronze statue dedicated to one of Britain's most favourite characters, Paddington Bear.
He's polite, he's well dressed, and he always brings snacks. He's the perfect host.
This statue was unveiled in 2023 to celebrate 65 years of Paddington, created by author Michael Bond and immortalised in books, films and the hearts of generations.
This little traveller doesn't say much, but we feel like he approves.
And now to Greyfriars Kirkyard. This place is beautiful, eerie and surprisingly heartwarming.
Greyfriars Kirkyard isn't just a graveyard, it's a time capsule. Dating back to the 16th century, it's the final resting place of poets, politicians and plague victims. The moss-covered stones whisper stories of old Edinburgh, and every crooked headstone feels like a chapter waiting to be read. Some of the graves are even covered in bars to ward off would-be grave robbers.
Alright, this is where it gets real magical. This graveyard provided the inspiration for the character of Tom Riddle. That's right, Potterheads. J.K. Rowling scribbled down some real dark wizard inspiration right here.
We're not saying Voldemort's buried in Edinburgh, but keep your wand at the ready.
So this is Greyfriars Bobby. He's the legendary Skye Terrier who guarded his master's gravesite for 14 years. They gave him a statue, a pub and eternal street cred.
And you've got to remember to rub his nose for good luck.
Greyfriars is rumoured to be the most haunted graveyard in the whole of the world. If you hear Nick scream, it's not theatrics, it's probably just a squirrel. And finally, Victoria Street, another inspiration for Diagon Alley. It's like a rainbow got drunk and painted the street.
So curved, cobbled and crammed with quirky shops, from cheesemongers to magic shops. This is Edinburgh's most Instagram street, and you can see why.
And yes, we joined the queue at Oink. When in Rome? Well, when in Edinburgh, try the hog roast. Slow roasted pork, crispy crackling, apple sauce, all crammed into a fresh roll. Worth the wait? Oh, absolutely. Every juicy bite.
Hi Edinburgh. This is the drink of Scotland apparently. They sell more of this than they do of Coke.
Edinburgh in a day. Ambitious? Sure. But do it on foot and the city reveals its secrets. One step, one story, one snack at a time.
So whether you're chasing ghosts, history, or the perfect leather bag, Edinburgh's got you covered.
Make sure you give us a like if you're enjoying the video and want to let us know. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button if you want to find out where we're off to next. Or maybe just drop us a comment with your favourite Scottish saying. We could use a translation or two. It's dark, it's moody, and something smells suspiciously like brimstone. We must be in Edinburgh, and tonight we're trading kilts and castles for curses and cold spots.
Our ghost tour was with Mercat, and our guide Linda started with stories of murders, hangings and hauntings along the Royal Mile.
We explored nooks and crannies, closes and wines, with Linda proving to be an outstanding storyteller.
Before long, it was time to descend into the deep, dark vaults of Edinburgh.
The Edinburgh Vaults are a series of chambers built into the arches of Southbridge in the late 1700s. Initially, the arches were just there to support the bridge. However, over time, they were built in to provide storage and workshops for the businesses on either side of the bridge. Unfortunately, they quickly became something far darker, a hideout for the city's most desperate souls. Think illegal pubs, black market traders, and the occasional body snatcher. Today, they're one of the most haunted places in Scotland, and probably the only tourist attraction that comes with a side of paranormal activity.
This is where things get real. People have fainted here, cameras have glitched, and one guy apparently got slapped by a ghost.
One of the vault's most infamous spirits is simply known as the Watcher. He's not violent, but he's not exactly friendly either. People say he stands in the shadows, arms crossed, just watching. If you feel a sudden chill, or the hairs on your neck rise, yeah, that's probably him deciding if you're worth haunting later.
Then there's a cobbler, a quieter ghost who's said to linger in one of the vaults where he used to work. Unlike the others, he's got a kind energy, or at least that's what the guide says. Visitors report hearing the soft sound of hammering shoes, even when no one's there. Personally, I'd prefer a ghost who offers tea, but hey, we take what we get.
Some of the most unsettling encounters involve the sound of children, laughter echoing in empty chambers, tiny footsteps on stone. People have even felt little hands tug at their clothes, only to turn around and find no one. Ghost kids, because regular kids weren't terrifying enough.
And just when we thought it couldn't get creepier, we entered Meggett's cellar, named after George Bloody Megget, surgeon by day, sketchy grave robber by night.
So naturally, we're drinking in his basement. Cheers to terrible life choices. It's the perfect end to a chilling night. A ghostly dram of whiskey in a 300-year-old haunt. Whether you believe in spirits or not, Edinburgh's ghost tours offer a spine-tingling dive into the city's dark, fascinating past. We just escaped the haunted vaults of Edinburgh, heart racing, nerves shot, when we started seeing them. People covered in blue paint, antlers, cloaks, feathers. At first we thought the ghosts were following us.
Or we'd stumbled into some kind of mythical costume parade. Either way, we followed them. Because of course we did.
And that's how we ended up on top of Colton Hill, surrounded by drums, fire, and at least one guy we definitely know from back home, not wearing pants.
Welcome to the Beltane Fire Festival, where confusion is part of the experience and clothing is entirely optional.
So we are here at Beltane.
I have no idea what it's about.
Pagan ritual about change of season. Thousands of people, and there's apparently Reds who will try and hit us, and Green Man, and some wedding. We'll find out. We'll let you know when we know.
Google it before.
We came to Edinburgh expecting castles, kilts and shortbread. We did not expect to join what looked like a fiery pagan fever dream on a hill.
First, we thought we'd stumbled onto the set of a Viking rock opera. Then someone shouted something in Gaelic, and a half-naked man ran past us covered in red paint. So, not your average night in Edinburgh.
Turns out this was the Beltane Fire Festival, an ancient Celtic celebration of summer's return. Think welcome sun, but with more fire twirling and less clothing.
There was a green man, a May Queen, and what might have been a fire demon. Or just Gary from accounting with a flair for theatrics. Honestly, we weren't sure if we were watching a performance or being initiated into some sort of cult.
It's a mix of ancient tradition, performance art, and what happens when the theatre kids take over a mountain with a box of matches. And somehow, it's beautiful.
We had absolutely no idea what was happening, but we couldn't look away. It was wild, weird, and kind of magical. We knew Edinburgh had a rich cultural scene. We just didn't expect it to involve half-naked drummers covered in red paint, summoning the sun with a beat you could feel in your spleen.
At one point, I was sure we spotted someone we knew from back home. Big guy, no pants, covered in body paint. Honestly, wouldn't even be the strangest thing he's done at a barbecue.
So if you're ever in Edinburgh on April 30 and hear drums echoing from a hill, go toward the sound. Just maybe leave your expectations and your flammable clothing behind. Welcome to the crown jewel of Scotland's capital, Edinburgh Castle. It's got more drama than a royal family reunion and more history than your grandmother's attic. Let's dive in.
Hi adventurers, I'm Sharon.
And I'm Nick, and today we're storming yet another castle, legally.
We've left our trebuchet at home, but don't worry, we've brought curiosity, caffeine and our explorer pass.
Edinburgh Castle sits atop an ancient volcanic plug called Castle Rock. And yes, that's as cool as it sounds. It's been a fortress for over 900 years, a royal residence, a military stronghold, and now the most popular paid attraction in Scotland.
So this gatehouse has seen invaders, nobles, and way too many tourists with selfie sticks.
Hey, respect the gate. This gate has survived the Scottish Wars of Independence, and we barely survived the ticket line.
Inside, you'll find the Scottish crown jewels, the honours of Scotland, and the Stone of Destiny, used in royal coronations.
No filming allowed, but trust us, they sparkle with centuries of power, rebellion, and a bit of Scottish flair. This is the Portcullis Gate, the castle's medieval "nope, you're not getting in" system. Iron spikes, thick walls, and a seriously bad attitude. You need more than charm to get past this gate.
From the ramparts, these cannons once stood ready to defend the city. Now they just aim at Newtown, mostly scaring pigeons and impressing tourists.
This beast right here, this is Mons Meg. It was the medieval equivalent of go big or go home.
She could launch a 150 kilo cannonball over 2 miles. Not bad for 15th century firepower.
Although she has been retired longer than your grandmother's fondue set.
This is the oldest surviving building in Edinburgh, dating back to 1130.
Named after Queen Margaret, later Saint Margaret, who probably never imagined her chapel would actually be next to a gift shop selling Nessie keychains.
The castle is a military garrison, so remember, while you're soaking in history, you're still on active army ground.
So maybe it's not a good idea to start a rebellion, at least if you're wearing flip-flops.
While I'm not wearing thongs, I have seen some questionable footwear.
Wow, the view from up here. It was worth every step up that hill.
From Arthur's Seat to the Royal Mile, this city unfolds like a storybook with bagpipes.
Now don't miss this. Every day at exactly 1 p.m, the 1 o'clock gun fires a single blast. It's critical to find a good vantage point because this place gets crowded.
Originally a time signal for ships in the Firth of Forth, now it's a time signal for everyone to spill their coffee and panic briefly.
Beyond the battlements and cannon fire, there's a treasure trove of history inside these walls. The National War Museum dives deep into Scotland's military past. Swords, medals, and enough uniforms to outfit an entire rebellion. Then there's the prison cells, once home to pirates, prisoners of war, and the odd unlucky thief. Cold, cramped, and definitely not 5-star. Step into the royal apartments and you'll walk where kings and queens once ruled. No pressure. And finally the Great Hall, soaring beams, coats of arms, and enough grandeur to make you feel like you've wandered onto a movie set. Every corner here whispers a story, if you're listening.
That wraps up our castle conquest. No dragons, just epic tales and killer views.
So if you enjoyed this adventure, make sure you drop us a like. And we'd love to hear from you, so feel free to leave a comment and tell us your thoughts. And if you'd like to see more laughs, legends and landscapes, make sure you subscribe. See you next time.
Next time we trade castles for cable cars as we head to Switzerland.
Think sparkling lakes, alpine peaks, and sky-high adventures on Mount Pilatus and Mount Titlis.
From the heart of Lucerne to the top of the world. Trust us, you won't want to miss it. See you in the mountains.